Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video will be on this shirt. If you even haven't seen a video on this baggy shirt, please check it out. It's in my channel. And for this shirt we'll be using this satin fabric for it. It's a plain satin fabric, and I'll be making use of 1.5 yard, but this depends on how big your child is. So I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line to it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do it to hit on the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and share with family and friends. Don't forget to wash my ass, please. So at that starting point, I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus ½ inch for my to attach our sleeve. And then from that starting point, I'm going down by 7 inches for my armhole depth. If you look at the style, you see that it's not a fitted shirt, so that's why to get your armhole depth, you divide your shoulder measurement by 2, but I added extra 1 inch to mine so that it will not be fitted at that armhole. So once I'm done connecting this line, I'm going to go ahead and mark my neckline. For the width of it, I am going out by 2.5 inches, and then the depth is 1 inch. And I forgot to mention, we are marking our back bodice first before we will use it to mark the front one, or to cut out the front one. Then for my shoulder slope, I'm going down by ½ inch, and I'll connect it to the starting point. Once I am done with that, I'm going to insert my bust measurement divided by 4. I'll make a mark there, and because I don't want this shirt to be fitted, remember most shirts are not fitted, like fitted, I'm going to be adding 1 inch for it, and then 1 inch for my stitching allowance. Once I am done with that, I'm going to measure this point and this point, and I will divide it into 2. I'll make a mark there, and then from there I'm going in by ½ inch. This is, we're trying to create our front armhole, so I'll connect this point, and this point. So this is for our front armhole. We're not going to cut it out now. We're going to be transferring to our front pattern. But the reason I'm doing it now, because I might forget to show you guys how to do it. So once I am done with that, I'm going to go ahead and connect our back armhole. So this is for the front, and then this is for the back. So still placing my tape at the starting point, I'm going to go ahead and take my half length measurement, or the full length of the shirt, because there's no need for the half length, the full length of the shirt. And then I'm going to be adding about 2 inches stitching allowance. There's no need to add your half length measurement at this point, even though I added mine, but there's no need for it. Once I am done with this, I'm going to measure what I have at my bust area, and then I'll transfer it to the hem. This is because my bust and my waist are the same, and this shirt is not going to be extending towards the hip, so there's no need for us to attach the hip measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this line straight. Once I am done with that, that's basically all for the back body. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Look at how I'm cutting my neck and my armhole. And please do well to hit on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please. So this is for the front. I've transferred it to the another fabric, and I have 2.5 inches away from the back, center back. So I'm going to go ahead and trace out the starting point of this pattern, and then from there I'm going to go down by 2.5 inches for my front neckline. So this 2.5 inches we add from the back neckline is for our zipper, for our button allowance, and also for overlapping of the buttons. I hope you understand. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this my front neckline. So I just traced out the neck width and I connected. I'm going to go ahead and connect this. So once I am done with that, from here I'm going up by ½ inch, and then I'll connect it into the neckline. If you don't do this, by the time you cut it out at the exact part and you want to fold your button, allowance, you will find it difficult to do that because you're going to have shortage of fabric there. Then for this 4-hour sleeve, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two. And then for my sleeve and sleeve measurements, I'm going to be adding stitching allowance to it for ease to it. So my sleeve cap, I went down by 3 inches or 2.5 inches. Then for the width of the sleeve, I divided my sleeve into two, make a mark, and then added 1 inch for ease and then 1 inch for stitching allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark the length of my sleeve, and I'll be adding 2 inches for stitching 2 inches stitching allowance as well. So I'll go ahead and connect this line, and then with my free hand I'm going to connect my armhole curve as well. I said to use my free hand for the purpose of those who don't have their curve, so it's more like a long S if you look at it. I'll go ahead and cut this out, and I'll use the same pattern to cut out my other sleeve. So guys, look at what we have. Both sleeves are ready. So I'll go ahead and fold it in by 1.5 inches. I'll stitch it down, and I'll do the same thing for the other sleeve. And this is our bodice. I'm done cutting it, and also trim off the front armhole as well. Just like I said, I might not be able to show it, and it happened. I showed it. Thank God I showed it earlier. So for the button area, I'm going to fold in by 1/2 inch and then fold over by 1 inch and stitch it down. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Once I am done, I'll open up my bodice this way, button to button. I'll overlap my button. So we are going to be doing this after we are done stitching on the button allowance. I'll bring in my back bodice, and I will be doing front facing front, and then I'll stitch down by 1/2 inch on both shoulders. Once I am done with that, look at what we have, and I use my tabletop machine to serge it. And this is the sleeve after we are done as well, and also my button, I am done folding it as well. If you have light, please do well to iron this at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and measure my round neckline so that we'll be able to cut out our collar. So once I measure my neckline from the beginning to the end, I'll go ahead and divide whatever I have there into two, and then I'll mark what I have that's divided by 2. I'll mark it there. I'll make a mark, and then for my collar stand, I'm going up by 1 inch. So my collar stand is 1 inch, and I'll go ahead and connect this point. And then for my collar itself, I'm going up by 1.5 inches. So I'm trying to cut out the collar and the collar stand together. I'll connect this point. So this is for our collar stand, and then this is for our collar. Then from this collar stand, I'll go in by about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. From this collar stand, 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect these 2 points. And then I'll make a curve on the collar stand, just the way you guys see me. Please do well to do the same. So if you're cutting your collar and your collar stand the same, this is how to get yours. But for me, I'm going to be separating it because I want to make some adjustments on the collar stand. So this is it. After cutting it out, I'll go ahead and place it in another pattern and pin it down. Then from the center of my collar stand, I'm going up by 1/2 inch. And then I'll measure my collar stand. I'll divide it into 2. I'll make a mark at the center. Then remember I said I'm going to go up from the collar stand by 1/2 inch, so I'll just make a mark there, and then I'll connect these 2 points. I'll connect that 1/2 inch up to the center. Once I am done with that, you can see that the side is shorter, so I'll also go ahead and connect this and extend this side by 1/2 inch, and I'll connect this. I'm trying to trace out the collar stand. So I'll go ahead and connect this also to this into the collar stand. So this is what you have. I'm going to go ahead and trace out the collar stand so that I'll be able to take out the pattern and then cut out the other part around it. So guys, this is what we have. So I've gone ahead to transfer this to our pattern and also added stay to it. And I added stitching allowance all around it, just like you can see. I added 1/2 inch all around it, except for the center of the collar and the center of the collar stand. So I'll go ahead and fold the collar into 2 and make notch on it, and then the collar stand into 2 as well. And I will go ahead and make notch on the both sides of the collar stand. Once I am done with that, I'll pick up the collar and then I'm going to go ahead and stitch by 1/2 inch, just like you see me show you guys. Once I am done, I'll turn it to the right side. So this is, guys, once I am done, make sure to cut out the excess on that pointy edge so that I'll be able to push it out very well. So I'll bring in my collar stand. The place that has a curve is where you're going to be attaching to your fabric. So I'll go ahead and place it this way. This is the side that you're going to be attaching to the collar, sorry. So I'll pin the places that I am notched. So this collar is sandwiched in between the collar stand and in between the collar stand. So this is what we have. I'll go ahead and stitch it down by 1/2 inch all around. Once I am done, I'm going to go ahead and make notches around it, and then I'll turn it to the right side. You can go ahead and iron it at this point if you have the means of ironing. And then as you're ironing, please do it to fold it in by 1/2 inch and then iron it down. So guys, for the sleeve, I'm going to go ahead and place this way, front facing front, and then I'll stitch all the way from one end to the other. And then this is our collar. You can see the way it is sitting pretty. We're going to go ahead and attach this to the shirt. And for that, I'm going to fold in my shirt into 2, and I'll make notch at the center of the shirt, of the neckline. That's at the back center of the neckline. I hope it makes sense. Then for the collar, because I've already turned it to the right side, I can't make notch, so I use my chalk to mark the 2 centers. Then I'll place it into I'll bring in my shirt and I'll match the 2, the notch and the place that I marked. I'll mash it together. I'll pin it down. Then I'll start pinning every other side of the collar. I'm going to be doing this off camera because it's going to be longer than you expected. So I'll pin it down, but before that, I'll go ahead and stitch it down. But remember, I said I'm going to be pinning it down before stitching. So I'll stitch from the one end to the other. So guys, this is what we have after we are done. You can see our collar is sitting pretty well on the shirt. I also use my tabletop to serge some frame areas because this satin fabric, it likes showing itself. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to arrange this. You can as well go ahead and pin down your shirt, but overlap the button areas and pin it down. Once I am done with that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch on both sides. Remember, we added 1 inch on both sides, so I'll stitch by stitching allowance. I will stitch by 1 inch on both sides and also hem this, and that's it for this shirt. I hope you find value in it. Go ahead and iron it out to keep it flat and well. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my videos to family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.